Hi, Dave Skocik back with PR Delaware. I've got three guests today. First one has to do with veteran homelessness. The second one, a registered hypnotherapist. And the third one, we'll talk about the upcoming Veterans Trust Fund dinner in November. My first guest is Bill Farley. Bill, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dave.
Bill is a person who has organized the Mayor's Veteran Homelessness Committee since 2014 and done a fantastic job. Bill, tell me about that. The actual thing is the Mayor's Challenge to End Veteran Homelessness.
Yeah, it's called the Mayor's Challenge to End Veterans Homelessness. And the purpose of that is to coordinate federal, state, and local government agencies with private industry, private citizens, charities, and veteran service organizations in order to reach out.
Almost impossible job in most cases.
Well, that's right. But in this case, it's really gone smoothly because when we held our summit on veterans homelessness in January 2015, we had more than 100 people come out in the snow because they wanted to know how to help homeless veterans. And from that, we got all kinds of volunteers from all over the state. And the program is designed to reach out to veterans, to help them find a home, and to hook them up with the other needs that they might have, to programs that are available to help them. And so far, it's really been a great success, way beyond my expectations.
And I know we're at the Commission of Veteran Affairs office in Dover. Yeah. I know you're very affiliated with that because you were the vice chair. Is this how you got involved with this project?
Well, it kind of was. Actually, Mayor Christensen called me because I taught his children when they went to the school where I was a teacher. And he asked me to help him with this veterans homelessness issue. And that's how I got involved. And from there, like I said, we had the summit in January 2015. We formed the Dover Veterans Welcome Home Team, and the program is spread throughout the state. And so far, we've identified 430 veterans as homeless. We found permanent homes for 322 of them, and the rest of them are in programs that will eventually find them a home and help them with whatever else they need to lead a stable life.
Those are amazing numbers. Now, what do you consider a permanent home?
A permanent home is the one that the veteran is going to live in permanently. It's not a temporary shelter, it's his or hers. And then from there, they can use that as their headquarters, where they feel like they actually belong to the community. And if they need a job, we help them find a job. If they have medical problems, we help them with the programs that exist for them. Because there are a lot of federal and state programs available to help homeless veterans, but the idea is to help them get connected to them, because a lot of veterans don't know how to reach out for the help that they need. And a homeless veteran is not the stereotype of the veteran, the homeless man on the street necessarily. It's also the veteran who lost his job because the business moved away.
Or her.
Or because, yes, right, they're both male and female. In fact, homeless veterans are about 11% of the total national homeless population. There are about 47,000 homeless veterans on every given night, as estimated by the Department of Veterans Affairs. And of that, the majority of them are over 30 years old. Only about 9% of the homeless veterans are 30 years old or younger.
What are the reasons they become homeless?
Well, they become homeless either, like I said, because they lose a job, or because they have other conditions that make it difficult to hold a job and to lead a stable life. And on any given time, there are about 1.4 million veterans who are in danger of becoming homeless for various reasons, including conditions that might, like PTSD, and wounds that they suffered that might prevent them from leading a stable life, and also because of the economy, and because they may be living in conditions that are not suitable for them. One of the things we find now that's disturbing is that there are more and more women veterans who come with children, and there are also single fathers with children. And those are difficult to find homes for, and we really need to work on that some more. But what we've done really is Delaware has come together. It's really Delaware joining forces. This program involves people from all over the state. Each county now has a program that's tailored to their communities.
And a lot of this has been through example of what you've done here in
Well, our program was the template that got it started in Dover. And then from there, it spread with the help of Governor Markell, who made it ending veterans homelessness a priority for his government. And from Mr. Bernardi, who is the director of the Delaware State Housing Authority, who created a state working group and helped us marshal the resources in each county necessary to attack this problem.
I know you always give credit. There's a lot of credit to go around. I think that's one reason people are willing to work with you and to get so much done.
Well, and that's right, because what happened was we had all these programs that were available, and we had veterans who needed programs, and we had people who were working with homeless veterans but didn't know exactly how to cut through the red tape.
Yes.
And what we did was we started bringing these people all into the same room at a meeting. And I'll tell you, the first meeting we had, before we even convened the meeting, the red tape started falling because people started talking about particular veterans and situations, and they were able to solve them in face-to-face where they couldn't do it over the phone or by email or whatever. It really is a wonderful thing.
And how can people who want to get involved get in touch with you? Is there an email?
Well, they can call me at the Delaware Commission of Veterans Affairs, or they can email me at majormustang@verizon.net.
And Major Mustang, I want to talk about. You mentioned you were a teacher, but what's your background in the military?
Well, I spent 28 years on active duty as a United States Marine, going from private through major.
Thank you for your service.
Going up through the ranks, and I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I got to travel the world and live a life of adventure for those 28 years. And now I'm helping to work with the Commission of Veterans Affairs and hopefully doing what we can to make sure that Delaware's veterans are taken care of.
Bill, thank you very much for being with us. I'm with Bill Farley, head of the Mayor's Challenge to End Veteran Homelessness, which has not only worked here in Dover and Kent County, but is working across the state. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back. I am with a certified hypnotherapist, Sherry Wilkins. Sherry, welcome to the program.
Thank
It's
you.
good to
Nice
see
you.
you.
Have you. Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Dave.
Now, I am curious. I've known you for a couple of years, but I've read about what you do. But tell the audience what the hypnotherapist does.
I am a certified hypnotherapist, and what I do is I help people change their bad habits into good habits, to help them decide what they want to change in their life and to change it.
Now, what are some of the things that people want to change? Besides the obvious, smoking and such, maybe eating, weight loss, whatever.
Some people just want to come in and be happier. You know, for some reason, I just don't feel like I used to feel. I'm not happy. I feel like I could do more. I feel like I could do more. And so I have several clients that they're permanent clients, and they see a change in their life. And, you know, it's all positive.
Is it about relationships? Is it about involvement?
It can be, but sometimes it has to do with their business. Sometimes it has to do with their personal life. Sometimes it has to do with just acceptance. You know, it's like the Serenity Prayer. Have the courage to change what I can and accept what I cannot. And that's basically what we're doing with them.
So I guess this causes them stress, and you're able to de-stress them?
That's right, yes.
So in terms of their job, is it personal relationships on the job? Is it with spouses? What do you see most of?
Most of the time it's people believing that they have some kind of a blockage to success or to happiness. But yes, I do have clients who have come to me for their marriage. Their marriage was on the rocks. And through hypnotherapy, their marriage became stronger. I have one couple, their marriage is stronger than ever.
Now, do both come into you, or just is one sufficient?
Oh yes, both come in.
But they both come in.
They both come in. There's no secrets. They're sharing with each other what they like and what they don't like, and we work it from there.
So it seems that you're a counselor, a therapist, and you add hypnosis on that. Do they get a double effect from that?
Well, basically, all we do in hypnotherapy is find what a person really and truly wants, and then work with them to decide, for them to discover, for them to decide, for them to find inside of them that little spark of how they want to do it.
So now, in terms of hypnosis, do they really go under, or is it just a light suggestion?
It is a daydream state.
Is it?
We all go into hypnosis every day. The first thing in the morning, the last thing at night, and throughout the day. If you've ever watched TV, played sports, fallen in love, listened to music, danced, you've been hypnotized.
Tell me a little bit about your background. What brought you into this?
Well, for many years, I have been a sufferer of fibromyalgia. And I kept telling myself I would get better, I would get better, I'd get better. And in 2009, it was like, you know what? I need to do something more. And I had been involved in hypnosis just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, let me do some research. So I did. And I found the school, HMI, Hypnosis Motivation Institute, out of Tarzana, California. And after a month studying with them, I was a different person, or there was a big change in my life, I should say, in me. So therefore, there was a big change in my husband's and my life together.
So how did you proceed after that to do what you're doing? Certainly it was more than a month.
Oh, yes, definitely. To become a certified, now anyone can be a hypnotist in the state of Delaware. I can train somebody in a weekend to be a hypnotist. Okay, that's easy to do. But to be a certified hypnotherapist, one needs 300 hours of training, 200 hours of clinical, and to belong to a verifying board. For example, I belong to American Hypnosis Association. They provide my continuing education. And I also belong to the Hypnotherapist Union, and they are a governing body that protects my hypnotherapy rights.
So how many hypnotherapists are there, say, in Delaware?
I really do not know. I know of 2 or 3, but I'm sure there are more.
So how can people get in touch with you?
They can call me at my phone number, 302-264-1123, or they can check out my website, SherryWilkins.com.
SHERRY.
Yes,
WILKINS.com.
that's correct.
So how often do people come to see you? You mentioned you had some permanent appointments.
Yes. What we do is when people first come in, we usually schedule every week for like a month until they feel they're comfortable. Then we work out to every 2 weeks, and then we get it to where it's once a month.
So is it once a week when they start coming in?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, it depends upon the issue, but, my regular clients come in once a month, once every 4 weeks or so.
So are you covered by medical insurance, or is it just something out of pocket?
It's out of pocket.
Okay. But evidently it's very worthwhile for the people who come to see you who have an issue.
My clients seem to think so.
So even though I kind of brushed over them, we talked about smoking cessation, we talked about weight loss. Are they 2 of the main reasons people come in?
Surprisingly, no. Most people come to see me because they either have a habit they want to break, or they just want to do better. They want to maybe study habits. maybe better concentration. Just anything that to make them feel better, to be more whole.
And I know you put down even nail biting.
Yes, I've had clients come to see me and they're like, I need to stop nail biting. And amazingly, I have a client that we did that in one session.
Oh my gosh.
So,
So do they call you every so often for reaffirmation?
do you know, she's still free from nail biting.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much. I want to say I'm with the hypnotherapist, something very unusual, Sherry Wilkins. Thank you so much for being with us
Thank
today.
you, Dave. Greatly appreciate you.
Glad to be here.
Enjoy.
We'll be right back.
Hi, and welcome back here to PR Delaware. Tim Qualls filling in for Dave Skocik, and Dave Skocik's still with me because he can't interview himself. Well, we can make that happen, but we're not going to do it that way. I want to talk to you because it's a very important cause. I mean, when you're talking about veterans, I mean, and you're talking about veterans from World War II on through. I mean, and a lot of veterans struggle with different things that come through in life. You guys have created something here in Delaware that I think is fantastic. It's the Veterans Foundation. I mean, tell me a little bit about it, Dave.
Tim, that's a great introduction. You kind of said it all. The Delaware Veterans Trust Fund was signed into law 3 years ago in September. And it was the result of, we knew that veterans were falling between the cracks. A small portion. I mean, the vast majority of veterans come back and they do well, they integrate well. But sometimes because of an injury, whether physical or psychological, or even loss of a job due to multiple deployments, we have veterans who desperately call up and say, I need help. They are going to shut my electric off. I don't know what else to do. So the trust fund was created, and in a special account under the Commission of Veteran Affairs where we sit, that no one can use it except the committee that determines whether a veteran is needy or not. Shortly thereafter, an organization was formed called the Friends of Delaware Veterans in order to serve as the fundraising organization for this. So it's privately funded. So our goal is to reach out and to create events and solicit contributions, which are 100% tax
Yeah,
deductible.
because I like what you said, because, when you talk about it, and that happens a lot in government, when you talk about all of a sudden you got more money's coming in and it gets thrown into the general fund
Exactly.
and gets spent different ways. And, this is earmarked directly for veterans to help veterans get back on their feet. And it might be somebody from World War II,
Yes.
It doesn't have to be somebody that just recently became a veteran. All of a sudden you hit some hardships or something. I mean, I faced it, and then, with my wife getting sick and the medical bills and all that, all of a sudden I got a strain on myself. I would have loved to have the Delaware Veterans Trust Fund to turn to and say, guys, I need some help here. And that's what it's for.
That's exactly what it's for, Tim. And we have people come in or make application through the, right to the commission, or even through veterans organizations can actually send people up here because they get tapped out as well. Again, it's all checked. We ask the person who comes in, bring your DD-214, which is a document that proves you were a veteran, and then ask them to also bring a copy of their bank statement. We want to make sure no one is hiding money. At that point, the committee meets and makes a determination, the criticality of the request, i.e., again, vehicles being repossessed or utilities being shut off, sometimes even food on the table. Once it's determined that everything is legit, then they tell the veteran, give us your bills. We pay your bills.
We don't give you the money.
We don't give you the money. And it's ideally set up to be a one-time hand up, not an ongoing contribution.
Just kind of help them get through the hard time and get themselves back, because it's, that's what you want to do. You want to be sure that individual gets back on their feet with a little bit of help from you guys, but you're not there to support them. But when you talk about that, because I think it's a great situation, because I look back to the Vietnam era where we came through, and the guys coming back from, there wasn't that kind of support out there. The community. It's so nice today to see veterans getting that respect that they deserve. And that they serve this country. It's time for the country to serve them a little bit, and through things like this, that's what you're doing with this foundation or trust fund, I should say. But you mentioned a minute ago, it takes money to make this thing happen. The government is not writing you a check for it.
No, and in fact, our board is made up of volunteers. None of us are compensated. 100% of the proceeds of what the vets and the Friends of Delaware Veteran raises goes right back to the Veterans Trust Fund. So we work hard. We create events. We get out in the community. We like to talk to business people. We talk to veterans organizations, and I can't think of anything that should be more focused, more at the top of the list for a veterans organization than to help fellow veterans by contributing to the fund. So
well, you got a lot of veterans out there, you know, like myself, that in business and semi-successful or successful, whatever the case might be. Those are the folks you look for to help, you know, help your brother. You support this organization because it's going to go back to helping that guy that you served with you, and that, you know, and you know, when you serve, you serve. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, guy or women. There are about 15% of the force today are women. A lot of them who run into trouble, they have families, they have children. So the committee looks at it very, very carefully. Not all of the requests are approved, but the money is very tightly controlled, and it's good for veterans to know that they do have a place to turn to when they get desperate.
When the hardships are really hard, that's what
Exactly
it boils down
right.
to. And you know, but let's talk about a little bit, because you talk about, you know, the monies and giving monies, and I want, you know, if you're a veteran out there and you can give a little bit, you have a website folks can go to, and I guess Friends of the Veterans plus the trust fund. It's, you know, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, if they go to DelawareVeteransTrustFund.com, our organization is the name, is the website, DelawareVeteransTrustFund.com, and they will see who we are, what our mission is, what we do, who's involved, and you know, in some cases, testimonials from people who've actually been helped by this. The biggest fundraiser that we have every year is the dinner. It's a black tie optional dinner. It's $100 a plate, or $1,000 a table, and then you become a sponsor. This year it will be held at the beautiful Rollins Center at Dover Downs Hotel and Casino.
Very nice, very nice.
This will be our third year. We've raised a lot of money. We encourage people to come out. We encourage businesses to buy a table for $1,000, and you know, and become a sponsor. Or people can pay individually and come out, you know, with $100.
Tax deductible. Remember that.
It's the part that doesn't include the food is tax deductible, but any contributions are tax deductible, straight contributions to the Friends of Delaware Veterans, and we do try to point that out. And what's nice is, you know, as I mentioned, a lot of organizations, worthy organizations, are asking for help, and I have make no judgment. But many of the solicitors that people hear from, if you ask them, and they got to tell you, they'll say, well, 10 cents on a dollar goes back. Here, 100 cents on a dollar for contributions goes right to Delaware veterans, kept in state here, and you know, and that tax deductible thing has got to be attractive, particularly as we approach the end of the year.
When's the black tie coming up?
It's Friday, November 4th, 1 week before Veterans Day.
Friday, November 4th. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be at the Rollins Center, right? You know, great looking.
At Dover Downs, a beautiful place, some great people.
Good food.
Good place. Oh, outstanding food, entertainment.
Dancing, you know, it's just a good time. So go party, and you're giving back to a great cause.
Absolutely, you are. And I just want to say thanks so very much for allowing me the opportunity to promote this again, and I'm sure we'll
You
see
can
you
join PR Delaware anytime you like, Dave, and do that for us. Stay with us, Dave. We'll be back to wrap everything up. Thanks buddy.
So much, Tim. Tim, it's been great. It's been great programming today. We've had a hypnotherapist. We've had someone who is very involved with ending veteran homelessness, and you've just heard from Tim and myself about the coming fundraising dinner for the Delaware Veterans Trust Fund. We'll see you next time.